Governor Matole directs reformation of some public places in Zamfara State. President Muhammadu Buhari mounts Hurricane Malamai Svtv. SCDC reports 91 new cases of coronavirus in Nigeria. On business, Polaris Bank marks first year with 27.8 billion naira profit. And on the international scene, the World Health Organization says there is no evidence that people who recovered from COVID-19 cannot be reinfected. Hello and welcome to Svtv News. I am Musa Joy Onyeoza. Following the record of first case of COVID-19 in Zamfara State on 24th April 2020, the Governor Dr. Bello Matawalle Marado has directed for a statewide reformulation of the disinfectants with a view of controlling the spread of the virus in the state. The places to be reformulated include hospitals, markets, and others. The chemical disinfection has since commenced at the Yerima Bakura Specialist Hospital, Farida General Hospital, Gusau, and the Federal Medical Center, Gusau. The second round of the fumigation exercise was led by the State Commissioner of Environment and Solid Minerals Development, Dr. Nuruddin Issa. Governor Matole said his administration is taking proactive measures to curtail the spread of the coronavirus and appealed to the people of the state to cooperate with the state government in its effort to address the spread of the virus. The governor assured that his government will not relent in taking measures that will protect the lives and the properties of the citizens. He explained that the use of chemical disinfectant for the fumigation will assist in curtailing the spread of the virus and improve the hygiene of the state. Governor Matawalle also solicited for the citizens' continued support in the fight against the spread of the coronavirus as government is feeling the pains of the hard time people are experiencing under low economic conditions, and promised government palliative that will reach all the nooks and crannies of the state. The governor, who expressed sadness over the discovery of COVID-19 in the state, urged Muslims to intensify prayers in this holy month of Ramadan for Allah's intervention to end the coronavirus pandemic in the state, the country, and the world all over. 2 Chinese men have been arrested by the police in Zamfara State for their alleged involvement in illegal mining of gold. The suspects, identified as Wang and Chu, were apprehended on Sunday by a team led by the Commissioner of Police Usman Nagogo at Nasarawa Burukulu village in Kwali Bukuyu local government area. It was gathered that the arrest followed a tip-off received by the police on April 19, 2020, that some persons, including foreigners, were engaged in illegal mining despite federal government ban on all mining activities. According to the spokesman for the command, Mohammed Shehu, the police chief led a special task force to the area on April 20th to ascertain the veracity of the information. The information proved to be credible one, as 100 of miners scattered as soon as they saw the team. 2 laborers were however arrested, who confirmed the presence of Chinese and Burkinabe nationals, among others. A joint military operation in Katsina-Zamfara border forest has rescued 5 people held in captivity and left many bandits dead yesterday. The Secretary to the Government of Katsina State, Mustafa Mohammed Inuwa, confirmed that when he received the rescued kidnapped victims brought to him by the representative of the Commander, 17th Brigade Katsina Brigadier General B. Idris, Mustafa Inuwa said the coordinated operation was simultaneously carried out by the joint ground forces of the 17th Brigade and the Air Force from Katsina and those in Zamfara axis. The Kaduna State government has announced an extension of the COVID-19 lockdown for a whole month. Governor Nasiru El-Rufai disclosed this in a tweet on Sunday evening. The governor, who only recently said he has tested negative to the virus, spent over 14 days in self-isolation to prevent the further spread of the disease. President Muhammadu Buhari has said the death of Sarki Malamai Sokoto Alhaji Buhari Siridawa is not only a loss to the people of Sokoto State, but also the entire country because of his indefatigable commitment to peace during his eventful life on earth. Reacting to the passage of the Sarki Malamai, the president said he received the news of Siridawa's demise with great shock, and he will say without any fear of contradiction that he was one of the greatest religious leaders of our recent history or time. According to President Muhammadu Buhari, the late Saridawa had committed himself to the promotion of peace, unity, tolerance, and peaceful coexistence in the country. A 24-year-old male Abbas Kaka Hassan and 42-year-old female Hawa Mohammed are on the run after testing positive to COVID-19 at the University of Maiduguri Teaching Hospital in Borno State. The male is of Line Tanki in Gwanjitu, while the woman lives in Shuwari Ward. While briefing journalists, the Commissioner of Health and Secretary to the State Response Team for the Prevention and Control of Coronavirus, Dr. Salisu, confirmed this on Sunday at the Government House in Maiduguri. According to Dr. Salisu, the male patient was in initial telephone contact with the response team after his sample was collected but eventually switched off his phone when he learned he was tested positive. The Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation (NNPC) is to build a new infectious disease hospital in Borno State as part of support for public health system. This was announced on Saturday in Maiduguri when Governor Babagana Umar Zulum received the Minister of State for Petroleum Timi Silva and Managing Director of the NNPC Melekari at the Government House. The Minister and GMD were in the state to support the state in the ongoing fight against COVID-19. The minister informed Governor Zulum that NNPC will not only build an infectious disease hospital, but was also donating some medical equipment and consumables critical to health care management. The federal government has warned that the security services will arrest and ensure the prosecution of printers and users of fake vehicle exemption pass which facilitate movement by emergency personnel and providers of other essential services during the current lockdown aimed at combating the COVID-19 pandemic. The Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management and Social Development said that it has come to the attention of the Minister Hajia Sadia Umar Farouk that some nefarious elements have forged and printed replicas of the pass for vehicles and tags for personnel which they sell to individuals who are bent on violating the lockdown ordered by President Muhammadu Buhari, especially in the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. The minister lamented that some individuals have been using forged COVID-19 exemption pass to deceive security agents charged with the responsibility of enforcing the lockdown order, which is aimed at preventing the spread of the virus. The Nigerian Center for Disease Control and CDC has reported 91 new coronavirus cases in the country, bringing the total number of cases to 1,273. The number of discharged cases is also steadily increasing as the figure now stands at 239. The death from COVID-19 is now 40. Kano State Government on Sunday acknowledged recent death in Kano, promising that the state government is on top of the situation, as Governor Abdullahi Umar Ganduje has already directed the State Ministry of Health to conduct a thorough investigation into the immediate and remote causes of the death. In a statement made available to journalists in Kano, the State Commissioner of Information Mala Mohammed Garba also said although investigation into the cause of the death is still ongoing, preliminary reports from the State Ministry of Health indicated that the deaths are not connected to the COVID-19 pandemic. He added that reports from the State Ministry of Health has shown that most of the deaths were caused by complications arising from hypertension, diabetes, meningitis, and acute malaria. The People's Democratic Party (PDP) on Sunday urged the President Major General Muhammadu Buhari, retired, to immediately visit Kano State after many persons have reportedly died under mysterious circumstances in the last 1 week. The PDP National Publicity Secretary, Mr. Kola Olobodiyan, in a statement also said the situation demanded that President Buhari should constitute a high-level investigation into the calamity. He stated that it was worrisome that Buhari had allegedly not taken active measures to address the mass death in Kano State. The Punch report that a professor of mass communication at Bayero University, Professor Balarabe Mekaba, also died on Sunday in Kano State. The management of First Bank Nigeria PLC on Saturday confirmed the death of Abdullahi Lawal, one of its staff at its Kano main branch. In a statement released on Saturday to mourn the deceased, Folake Animumuni Group held marketing and corporate communication asked that the family be allowed to grieve privately. Our thoughts and prayers are with his family at this time as we do all that is necessary to support them. The management of the National Youth Service Corps (NYSC) has denied news release purportedly issued by the Director General conveying to members that their monthly stipend for April and May would be contributed to the fight against coronavirus. The NYSC advised all Corps members to disregard the story in its entirety as there is no iota of truth in it. The scheme noted that the story emanated from a fake source, adding that a similar mischievous story had earlier been bandied on the social media in February 2020. NYSC Director of Press and Public Relations Adenike Adeyemi said it is important to note that payment of monthly stipend for the month of April shall be effected without the usual gathering for clearance in keeping with the rules of social distancing. The Ondo State government has rejected expired bags of rice from 1,800 bags sent to the state by the federal government. The federal government sent about 1,800 bags of rice and vegetable oil to the state as part of measures to cushion the effect of the COVID-19 lockdown in the country. The state governor, Mr. Rotimi Akeredolu, has ordered the return of some bags of rice sent to the state by the Federal Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs and Disaster Management as they were found to have expired. Speaking on the development, the Secretary of the State Palliative Committee, Mr. Alex, confirmed that some of the bags of rice had expired and were no longer fit for consumption. However, we're still going a short commercial break, and when we come back, Standard Voice Television News continues.
Coronavirus or COVID-19, the most recent outbreak that has turned to be a global pandemic. Watch how it easily and quickly spreads among humans.
That you can save your life and save the lives of many others by keeping yourself and your environment clean. As part of your civic responsibilities, you should help the government to maintain a clean environment in its determined effort to prevent any outbreak of coronavirus COVID-19 in the states. For your own safety, you should ensure regular washing of your hands with soap under running water or use sanitizer. Avoid body contact and avoid big gathering of people. In case you notice any symptoms of coronavirus, like difficulties in breathing, high body temperature, running nose, feverish condition, you should immediately contact any member of the contact committee on the outbreak of coronavirus COVID-19 on the following numbers: 081 65 40 86 96, 081 05 00 988, or 080-6303-5385. A stitch in time, they say, saves life.
This message is from Standard Voice Television, Svtv, Seoul, Zamfara State, Nigeria.
Welcome back. Let me quickly take you to our business desk with Jemima Samuel.
Welcome to Business Desk. Polaris Bank Limited released its first audited report at the weekend with a profit before tax of 27.8 billion naira in its first year of operation. The results, which posits a compelling narrative in the history of Nigeria's banking industry, followed from the turnaround initiative undertaken by the leadership of the bank led by the Managing Director, Adetokunbo Abiru. According to the bank's first full-year financial results released during the weekend, Polaris Bank Limited posted gross earnings figure of 150.8 billion naira and a profit before tax of 27.8 billion naira within the first full year of its operations. The remarkable achievement coming in the first year of operations of the institution is a clear validation of regulatory-induced interventions in the nation's history. The bank also closed the 2019 financial year with total assets of 1.1 trillion naira and shareholders' fund of 83 billion naira. The result shows Polaris Bank's capital adequacy ratio, 14%, and liquidity ratio, 81%, are well above regulatory requirements, demonstrating strong prudential compliance and strong capital buffer, careful liquidity management, and resilience. And that's all we have on Business Desk today. I'm Jemima Samuel. Thanks for watching.
And on the international scene, in a scientific brief release from its headquarters in Geneva and posted on its website, World Health Organization warned against propagating the idea of COVID-19 immunity passport. Some governments have suggested that the detection of antibodies to the SARS-CoV-2, the virus that causes COVID-19, could serve as the basis for an immunity passport. They have suggested that it could serve as an immunity passport or risk-free certificate that would enable individuals to travel or return to work, assuming they are protected against reinfection. There is currently no evidence that people who have recovered from COVID-19 and have antibodies are protected from a second infection. That has been the news from Standard Voice Television. To end the news, a quick look at the major headlines. Governor Bello Matawalle directs reformulation of some public places in Zamfara State. President Muhammadu Buhari Monsarikin Malamai Secretary. NCDC reports 91 new cases of coronavirus in Nigeria. On business, Polaris Bank marks first year with 27.8 billion naira profit. And on the international scene, the World Health Organization says there is no evidence that people who recovered from COVID-19 cannot be reinfected. That's the news on behalf of the production crew and head of News and Current Affairs Department, Alhaji Ibrahim Garuba Tunau. I still remain Musa Joy Unyoza. Thanks for watching and stay tuned.